Record. It record.
Did I record?
It record. Random accent.
Non-specific, generic, not belonging to any race.
No
so
race
not
behind
racist.
this voice.
Oh my God, I saw an Ali G impersonator today. That is something that you don't want to see in your life.
Especially in 2020.
It's not in 2020. And on that note,
Podcast.
Hello and welcome to Talk Amongst Yourselves. You're
Yes.
here with me, Flows,
And I'm Kev.
and we're going to be talking about some shit, as we usually do.
No catchphrase this time.
No catchphrase this time. I feel very self-conscious about
Very
it. So I feel
conscious
like
about not
I feel
doing
like I don't have to. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. You've shamed me.
I don't feel like you can't do anything.
You've pod shamed me, but don't pod shame me.
Oh, is this another inclusion thing, is it?
Oh, God.
How are you?
I am hurt
You sound
physically
hurt,
and
to be fair.
mentally. Mate, there's been a big trade show expo thing at work this week. So it's just literally all day fucking going around, talking to people, doing this, doing that, and then dinners and client stuff in the evenings. It's just absolutely crazy. And also this week I watched Super Bowl as well. That didn't help. Went out the day before, which didn't help either. I don't think I've seen my bed before 3 a.m. for the last 4 or 5 days straight.
Yeah, that will do some damage to you.
It has done some damage to me. It's done a lot of damage to me. But I will survive.
As long as you know how to love.
I know I'll stay alive.
Yeah, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
I think I might have. Obviously, I've had times with sleep where you feel like you can't move and you're trying to move or wake yourself up, and I don't know if that's just a thing that's been happening in my dream or if that is actual sleep paralysis.
I had it last week, and
Really?
it's still like I'm still thinking about it nearly a week on. So at home, my bed is awful. So from time to time, just to get a little bit of sleep, I go to the sofa, and it's happened a couple of times while I've been sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that is a thing. But this one was mad because I woke up.
Yeah.
I woke up and I felt like something was leaning over me because there was like a load of weight pushed down on the sofa behind me. So I was like, oh, fuck, who is that? And then I realised quickly that this is I think I remember realising it was a sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah.
And I've had it a few times before and it's terrifying. So there was that, and then a short while later there was you've been in my flat, innit? You know where the dining table is?
Yeah.
There was it must have been about 8-9 foot. This clown just sat up and looked at me. Yeah.
All right.
And I looked it up like the other day. I looked sleep paralysis up.
Yeah.
And it really is paralysis. Like you aren't able to move at all.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that because there was a detail I missed out on purpose just for this moment.
Building drama, narrative. Nice.
Bit of narrative, yeah. Yeah, so noticing the clown over by the dining table,
Yeah.
I'd sat up. Now, with sleep paralysis, you can't move. So I'm led to think that something sat me up just so I could see this fucking clown looking at me. And that's when a little bit of noise came out of me. Like I've been trying throughout the whole dream sleep paralysis thing to scream as loud as I can to wake myself up.
Yeah.
But all that was coming out was it was horrible. And then when I saw the clown and it just turned its head to look at me, I went and that's when I woke up and I was like, fucking hell, I'm going back to bed.
Stay down here
where it's safe under the duvet.
Don't leave one leg out, the monster will grab me.
Yeah.
Have you thought of it from this angle? So the clown sat up and something sat you up. Could it be that you're a fucking clown? Is it a metaphor?
That's not even. I didn't need a dream to tell me that, mate.
I'm just saying,
I'm already
maybe
a
your
clown.
brain's trying to send you a message.
You fucking clown. Sort your life out. Scary shit though.
Yeah, no,
Don't ever have sleep paralysis.
I've had instances like I've been very aware in dreams that I can't move, and but then like I say, I've always felt like it's been me in my dream not being able to move rather than me in real life. But it does feel very, very fucking real and very thing. So I don't know, but it does sound terrible.
It is,
and like you don't need to throw some clowns in there. It's even worse.
And I've been like, and another thing as well, I've been dealing with quite a serious issue today, like throughout the whole today.
Yeah.
And I've not really been
work related or
I've not really been able to tell anyone about it, but a hole has developed in my sock.
Bruv, like don't
right by the big toe.
underestimate.
Right by the big toe.
Do not underestimate how much that can fuck up your day.
Do you know how uncomfortable I've been all day? Like all my focus has been on my big toe sticking out of my sock.
Jeez, yeah, that's a bit of a madness.
It's not, but
no, it is. It genuinely is that feeling, especially when the toe pokes out a little bit and you can feel the whole like.
I can feel it right now.
You're trying to maneuver your toe back in. Nah,
I've been doing it all day. Most of my day has been spent trying to get my toe back in my sock.
Where's our charity single for that?
In it.
Where's the money raised to stop things like this from happening? Going into sock research so that you don't get holes in them.
Where's the steel toe cap socks?
Yes, mate, that needs to be on the market. Steel toe cap socks. Wear those with pride. Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I watched. I had a spare 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I finally got around to finishing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
because
you remember you said you hadn't finished it.
And when I said that, I didn't realise Margot Robbie was in it because I hadn't looked at anything beforehand. I just put it on because it was Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen Margot Robbie in it, but that was because it turns out I switched off before 10 minutes worth have gone on. And I'd only just seen a glimmer of her walking. And did you say that she was nominated for an award for that?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Best supporting actress. Yeah, she's nominated at the Oscars. I don't know if she got nominated at BAFTAs. I don't know, but she's nominated at the Oscars.
It's a slow year then.
Yeah, that'd have you believe.
Because my God, she's in it for about 10 minutes. Completely. And doesn't say anything meaningful. She's just a bit part character.
But this is the thing that I don't understand. Because like I said, people complained loudly, clearly. There was like a whole, like, do you see when, you say you didn't see anything, there was Quentin Tarantino got like pissed off in a press conference because they were like, oh, why is she only in it for such a short amount of time? And why does she only say, like, I think they counted the number of words she says, and it's like a really small number. And I was like, well, then how has she managed to get nominated? And nobody seems to give a fuck that she's been, none of the people that were like, oh, she wasn't in the movie enough. None of them are like, well, that's just, like, nobody said anything about, like, oh, well, you're just doing that to keep us quiet or whatever. Like, nobody seems to give a fuck that she got nominated. They're happy that she got nominated, even though she wasn't in the film for... How can you not be in the film for a meaningful amount of time but still get nominated for an Oscar?
Do you reckon that's partly to do with being scared of speaking out against diversity? That whole trend?
I don't see how it could be, because, like, they could easily have put somebody else in that position. They could have nominated somebody else.
Yeah.
And again, it still would have been a woman because it's the best, it's best supporting actress. They could have put, like, somebody of colour in there, and then it's even more diverse. Like, she doesn't really tick any boxes in that category because she's a white woman, so it's not really helping diversity to have her in that list. I don't know. It's weird.
That is a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know. But then, when you see things like that, you're like, kind of like, come on now, come on. Like, when people are complaining that there is not enough diversity, you're like, well, like, come on.
Speaking of people speaking out against diversity.
Smooth.
Like butter, mate.
Mate, butter on warm toast. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I could do a bit of toast right now.
Yeah. So my favourite thing that happened was Katie Hopkins.
That might rank up with one of the favourite things that's ever happened in my life ever. And it's not even in my life. It's just the thing that I am aware of happening. Just the thing that I am aware of happening. Do you want to...
Yeah, so two guys made up a fake racist organisation just so they could award Katie Hopkins with a fake award.
Yeah.
I'm just talking amongst yourselves while I get the name of the award up.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of.
It was the Campaign to Unify the Nation trophy.
That's it. Campaign to Unify the Nation trophy.
With the initial spell out. Cunt. So there's a picture of her accepting the award with CUNT in big letters behind her on a screen. Did you watch the video?
Oh, I watched the video, mate. So somebody messaged me because the guy went on Twitter before he released the video. He went on Twitter.
Yeah, and he said, "Oh, now that
she's been banned." Yeah, because I didn't realize, but the ban was obviously for something completely separate. And then now she's on Twitter. I can show you how I gave her a fake award. And I was like, oh, hello. So then I was like, I was keeping a little bit of an eye out. I was like, kind of, kept checking Twitter. And then all of a sudden, bam, he tweeted, it's like the award, the video's up. I clicked and I was like, oh, 10 minutes.
Is this worth it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anything above 3. And you're kind of like, you're questioning your life. And I watched it and it was amazing.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah. When I watched it, and it got to the point where she accepted the award and then she had an acceptance speech, I kind of feel like, although doesn't really hold back anyway, I felt like because this was something honouring her, that she kind of let off a little bit more than she usually would.
Yeah, because it's basically, an award is a validation of what you do.
Yeah.
So she's like, obviously these people validate what I do.
So she says things like, epileptics are all weirdos. They're up there with the Asians.
Now, this is the weirdest thing of it all. This is the weirdest thing. Like, I'm pretty ambivalent about epileptics. Like, on an individual basis, I might think someone's a prick regardless of whether they're epileptic. But as a group, I have no strong feelings about people with epilepsy. Not only does she not like epileptics, she says they're up there with the Asians. And we know how she feels about Asians.
Yes.
Like, we know how she feels about Asians. What have they... Do you know what's even better? She has epilepsy.
Does she really?
She has epilepsy.
For fuck's sake, this bird.
So that makes me think that this was a silent cry for help, where she tells us that the reason she does what she does and why she acts out is because she hates herself.
Oh, yeah.
She hates herself. She hates epileptic. She's an epileptic. I hate myself, and therefore I have to lash out. It's not that deep, but I like to think it is.
I mean, it makes more sense than anything she ever says.
Yeah.
What else did she say? She said, I don't know the context, but it's probably about Asian people or Muslims.
Oh, God,
Most people are raping their own mother.
Yep, that was about Asians.
She was talking about a Muslim couple and then just absolutely butchered their names by like,
Yep. Said
Wow.
the thing about if you call the name Muhammad in a school playground, like 2,000 kids will come running and you don't want any of them.
That. Wow.
Wait, what?
And then Greta Thunberg, autistic fucking wench.
Autistic fucking wench. And it's just, and this is the thing. This is the most amazing. As I was watching the video, he's setting it up and he's starting it, and he's his mate get on the same flight as her and everything like that. And I could not help it, like thinking of the, you're getting an award and stuff like that. I started to feel a little sorry for her. Not to say like, oh, she doesn't deserve it, but I'm just like, I can imagine how it will feel when she finds out that it was all one big prank. Because, if you were to called up to be saying you're getting an award for something and it turned out to be a complete prank, then, you're going to feel like shit.
Given the right context, it could be seen as bullying. Like there's the whole scene in Carrie where they
pretend to make her the prom queen. And
so given the right frame of mind, the right type of person that you're doing it to, that could be quite harmful and quite...
And I mean, like, if you bring that point up, then it technically is bullying if you do it to anyone, regardless of context.
Yeah.
And, I'm sorry. I'm for this bullying. I should be sitting here saying like, oh, well, you know what, no matter who the person is, it's wrong. No, fuck it. Because I felt sorry for her right up until the point when she opened her mouth.
Yeah.
The minute she started talking, I was like, you deserve all of this.
Yeah,
and I hope it feels 10 times worse than I'm imagining in my head.
Yeah.
People still defend her, though. People like, oh, they edited her speech. Mate, they took whole sentences. There is no context with any of those sentences.
What they did was cut down a long speech about people she hated and the shit that she spoke about them.
Yeah.
You didn't need context. And what context would there be a positive spin on?
Autistic fucking wench.
Autistic fucking wench. Epileptics are all weird like Asians. There is no context that will make that sound good.
No, there isn't. And that's it. I'm like, it's not like fucking Cassette Boy where they took like every word. She's like, Asians are as bad as epileptics. No. She said that all shit. Those things in one, and there is no context.
Yeah.
Like, the other thing I like about this is now, if you still want to back Katie Hopkins, you just have to come out and be like, yeah, I'm a racist.
Of course.
Or like, just, yeah, I'm a horrible person. Like, there is no way you can still back Katie Hopkins without first admitting that you are a terrible human being. I've not actually seen whether... obviously, she's not on Twitter anymore, but I've not seen anything to do with her reaction or anything. I assume she knows by now.
But that brings me to my point that I've said... quite a few times, like, because I read today about a footballer who's been charged with anti-Semitic comments on Twitter, and it's the third time he's done it since November. Just take his Twitter account off.
Yeah.
Don't give him a voice.
Yeah, because that, like,
why isn't that being done more often? Don't give these fucking retards a voice so that people can be influenced by them.
Yeah, if you can, because it throws up the whole like freedom of speech thing. It does throw up the whole freedom of speech thing, which is it is a valid point.
It's a valid point, but there's limitations to what you can be free to say, to talk to.
No, I think talk about. You should be allowed to say whatever you want, but you shouldn't be free from the consequences of it. But then I guess
that's a good point.
Yeah, you should be free to say whatever you want, because as soon as you start cutting people off, say what they want, then 2020 you cut people off from saying this, then 21 it moves a little further until it gets so far, and the whole thing of taking them off Twitter, it's one man's racism is another man's valid point. Mm-hmm. So while we're sitting here and somebody, like Greta Thunberg, she's talking about like environmentalism. Somebody could find that offensive, or they don't want to hear that. But she's never going to get banned for saying that. I mean, but I suppose there needs to be a little bit of common sense in there as well. Like, if somebody's being anti-Semitic, like, get rid of them. It was interesting. Like, there was a term that I heard because they spoke to the CEO for Twitter, and he uses I need to see if I can find what he says. It's like a term, and I was like, oh, I think this is a new term that's probably going to go around. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Did we also speak about last week? Oh no, maybe it was just something I read. Everyone was like, Katie Hopkins has been doing this for years, but as soon as Rachel Riley says something, like, she gets her Twitter account taken down. Apparently, she had something to do with it being taken down.
Yes, she said something about her, or there was I don't know the story that got her taken off, but she was involved.
It was apparently it was when Katie Hopkins was tweeting stuff about Stormzy and black people. He called the CEO of Twitter called Katie Hopkins a hate actor, and I'm not 100% sure what that means, but he used it. I'm pretty sure he used that term like 2 or 3 times in his statement about
hate
why she'd
actor.
Yeah, and I was just like, I mean,
Well, that would imply that she doesn't mean what she's saying.
But also, I think it could kind of imply, which I agree, it would imply that she is like, loads of people believe this kind of stuff, but they don't say it.
Yeah.
But that she is only saying it to provoke a certain reaction and to have things go a certain way. But yeah, it was just a weird term. But I was like, oh, is this going to be a thing now? We'll start calling people hate actors.
Hate.
Be like, oh, bruv, you're like, that T-shirt's not banging today, bruv. You're just a hate actor. Get out of it, bruv.
You're only saying that because you want to.
Yeah,
hate actor.
I don't need hate actors. In my life.
You don't really mean that. You're just saying it to get a rise out of me. You're a hate actor.
Just another excuse for people not to listen to constructive criticism.
One thing I did take away from this video was his mate, the guy who organised it all, who he organised it with.
Yeah.
Fucking unbearable. I'd hate him.
Everybody talks about, like, he is just the epitome of posh.
Yeah,
like,
I'd hate him. I'd want to punch his face in.
You can't.
If you're out there
free pass
listening,
for life, bro.
if you're out
Free
there
pass for life.
listening,
What's his name? Ben? No, what was it? I can't remember what the mate's name is. I know the guy's Josh Peters because he does a lot of stuff. He does pranks. The Josh Peters guy. This isn't the first thing he's ever done.
no. You can tell he's from the same ilk, but he's like a little bit more. He's South African, so
Oh
I'll
no.
accept that.
Yeah. You can tell he's upper class. He's
Yeah.
upper class as Fook. Like
Yeah,
he really is.
but no, his mate. I didn't like him.
Mate, they get a free pass. You got to give them free. You got to tolerate him. You've got to tolerate him.
Strictly by association.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. You helped. But it was a well-crafted, like, who's ever been to an award show where there's only 5 people sitting in a
Yeah,
room?
like we're all having dinner.
But also, again, gives legitimacy to the fact that, like, oh, these guys must all be racist because they don't want to invite a big crowd so we can talk our mind here.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's
in a
that's
closed
another
room.
good point. Yeah, there's not like you can't. The chances of getting a room full of racists together is it'd be quite difficult.
I know, called to Joaquin Phoenix, like, it's pretty simple.
That was just as smooth flows.
I know we weren't sure if we were gonna talk about it or not, but like I couldn't pass up the opportunity when you just gave the perfect setup.
Yeah.
Gave the perfect setup.
So Joaquin Phoenix, he did his bit. There was two things I took away from his speech from the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
Where he basically said that we're all to blame for the lack of diversity. We don't do enough. My first thing was he said all this noble stuff, gets a rousing round of applause. Everyone loves him about this institution that like does not do enough to create equality and like including diverse whatevers.
Yeah.
There's me lowering them by calling them whatevers.
You fucking whatevers.
These
Mate,
whatevers, these
mate,
other,
why are you being a hate actor?
these other things. Oh, mate. That was not my
You're just
intention.
saying that. You're just saying that.
You're just saying that. But yeah, so he says all this thing about BAFTA, the Academy, all these things that don't do enough,
Yeah.
and we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah.
Still takes the award.
I just knew you were going to say.
Still takes the award. Thank you for my recognition.
Which, you making that point does give rise to another point. Because, like, yeah, he got, like a raucous,
You might be saying what the other thing. I'm
rapturous
thinking of.
round of applause. Like, if people do agree with what he said, like, don't go. Like, they're still going to turn up year after year,
Yeah.
which is why nothing really needs to be done. I mean, kudos on him, for saying something. I mean, I'm always skeptical when people say stuff. And, maybe that's just me, the whatevers, when the whatevers say stuff.
Do you know what my point was? Point was going to be. He is an actor. He is using a platform to say something to gain recognition about something.
But this is it. And
I was very skeptical about that speech because is he just saying that to get an applause? It's like people who used to go on Kilroy and used to go on Jerry Springer.
yeah.
Just people in the audience would try and make a point just so they'd get yeah, great point.
But that's the thing, and that's where we're at. Like, that's where we're at in 2020. Like, you don't know, because I'm sure, and for all I know, I'm not saying he wasn't. Could have been totally genuine. But that there are people out there that would and do use issues as a way of putting themselves in the spotlight.
Because he was spouting off about being vegan the other week.
Was he?
Yeah. People should be vegan, he was saying.
I know he's wearing the same clothes over and over again to save the environment. Kudos on that one, mate.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really groundbreaking stuff.
But so and that's just me. I'm a skeptic by nature, and so I'm just like, and it's, like what are we gonna see? What are we gonna see to back up those words? Is what I would. And like I say, everybody's there cheering and clapping and whooping, but they will be at the BAFTAs again next year, regardless of who gets nominated. Like, it'd be interesting to see if like one year BAFTAs just nominated like all white people. All men in every category, even in the actresses category. Like, would people boycott it? Would they not turn up? People they're gonna go. They love a good old night out. I'd go.
Especially if they're nominated.
Yeah, but then that would be an even stronger message. If you're nominated and you choose not to turn up and you make it known that that's why you don't turn up, that's a strong fucking message.
Yeah.
That is a huge message.
If they're spouting off about diversity, being a vegan, the environment, don't get on a plane from LA to London, spend 8 hours on a flight, and then say we need to save this planet. Mans ain't gonna listen to you.
That's the thing, though, as well. But like, that's no. You know, I'm not getting into that one. I'm not getting into that one. That's too tangential.
What is?
The whole cars and planes and stuff and that. Nah, I can't be bothered. I genuinely can't bother. I haven't organised my thoughts on it. We'll come to that in another. We'll come back to that in another week. I need to organise my thoughts on that one.
Anyway,
I didn't actually see anything else from the BAFTAs. I don't know if you did.
I don't know. I saw there was a couple of awkward moments where,
Really?
yeah, there was Gillian Anderson and co-star in Sex Education.
The guy that stars the son.
Yeah. They
copped off on the camera.
They were presenting an award and they tried to do something funny about the kid being nervous in front of a large crowd. So it was just she said to him, "Imagine that everyone's naked."
Yeah.
And this thing went on for about a minute of him just going, "Oh, and he's, oh no, there's my mum." Oh. And like as soon as he said that, for the rest of the time they was on stage, he was just holding his hand up to his face, like the joke was carrying on, like he actually
like
saw her, like he was actually seeing her naked. Like,
and the funniest thing about that is, out of all the people in that room, probably the one most likely that he has seen naked, like, you know, accidentally.
Yeah.
But like his mum is probably the only one in that room that he has seen naked.
Yeah.
So, you know, ironic.
Be less of a shock than it would be to everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless he does, unless he searches for nudes, I guess.
Yeah, it's fair. There's a couple floating around. I'm sure a good few people in that audience had nudes floating around. There's probably a couple nude scenes and stuff that they've done as well.
I think we've seen everyone in that room naked at some point.
I don't think I've seen Gillian Anderson's nudes.
She's done a few.
And she's done like Playboy and stuff, right? Or
probably,
like FHM.
probably, but she's had nude scenes and stuff, I think.
Oh, fair. We'll say this though, she's aging like a fine wine.
Oh, mate, just like me.
Mate, it was even because I started watching Sex Education with the missus. It was like, oh yeah, she's looking really good. And then I went back because I didn't really watch XFiles. I wasn't really when
I
there was a
watched
big
XFiles quite a few times. Yeah.
Like I say, when she used to be like FHM and there was a big hype around her, I never really got the hype. And I went back and I was like, and again, maybe it's just because comparing this now, I was like, yeah, she looked terrible back then. Not terrible, but like I was like,
she looks better now.
She looks much better now than she did when people were proper like salivating over her and stuff. She is really aging well. So kudos to you, Jill.
Well done, Jill. Good on you, girl. The other one was Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she was hosting an award with something, and they were talking about they were presenting the award for best special effects.
Yeah,
and she had some dead joke about it was cheaper to use real dragons on Game of Thrones.
Because that's how they cost to do special effects.
It was lead balloon. Like,
ooh. I always feel sorry when people's jokes don't go.
It was cricket. It was absolute crickets. But what made it worse was that silence went on for about 5-10 seconds too long because her co-host didn't realise that she was next to speak.
Oh,
so she left her hanging there in that like ether of just no laughing or anything like that, and you could see her face she was just dying inside. Why
do they stick to? Because obviously someone's written these jokes. I don't get why they still stick to gags instead of trying to genuinely write something funny.
It's probably just to show that these people have personalities and they're not the people they play.
You could genuinely write something. And I mean, obviously it's difficult. The person delivering the line, and they've only got a very short amount of time. But they are very much like fucking 1970s cabaret kind of.
Yeah, what I would say is maybe proofread these jokes. Get the person who's going to read these jokes.
Yeah.
To understand the joke.
Yeah.
Practice delivering them.
Because like, look at a stand-up comedian when they first start their set. Usually it's a couple of like quick-fire one-liners.
Yeah.
Like something of that ilk will go down even better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just, and it doesn't even have to be. Don't make a joke about being at the awards. Don't make a joke about the category. Just make a joke about anything.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, you could make it truly funny. Either that or just don't bother.
Or just don't bother.
Just get up and just be like, the awards nominated are.
And if you're actually naturally funny, something will come out.
Yeah. That's a good point as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point as well. But then you get all the ones that aren't funny that think they are, like dropping.
Yeah, but then that's their own fault.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for people when they don't get laughs. Even if the thing is not funny at all, I'm still like, oh, give him a pity laugh.
No, see, I can't.
Throw a little pity laugh out to him. Oh no, I'm not going to do it, but somebody.
No, yeah. See, if someone tries to be funny, like it happens here all the time in meetings. Someone like tries to be witty about something.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, I'm just sitting there like,
No.
what? that joke didn't even make sense.
Get out of here.
Someone did it about a couple of weeks ago. They were trying to show a slideshow presentation on PowerPoint, but there was a bit of a connection problem between the laptop and the screen that he was using.
Yeah.
And there was about 2-3 people fiddling around with it, and someone went. Bear in mind, there was a meeting to introduce everyone to everyone because the team's like developing and like the old cliche, put faces to names. Oh, I hate that. Ugh. Anyway,
it's accurate though.
Yeah, but it's good to put a face to the name.
Although, to be fair, like I do genuinely value, like that has a lot of value, meeting people in person that you talk to on the regs. But anyway, carry on with your story.
Anyway, so they're fiddling about with this laptop and this screen trying to get it to work.
Yeah.
And then someone went, "This will end up on you being framed, won't it? You get 250 quid for this."
I just want to make it clear I'm laughing at Kev's face right now, not the actual joke. So like point stands.
I think
his point stands.
I think people in the meeting was laughing at my face as well. There was a mixture of, and then people who know me for who I am were like, they tried to
you, like,
gauge my reaction, and I was like, what?
What I will say is, like, he should have. The second part of that wasn't necessary. The 250 quid bit.
The first part wasn't necessary.
No.
It makes sense.
The first part wasn't necessary. But if you're going to do that, then just leave it at like, oh, this will end up on you being framed, won't it? Yeah. All right, that's fine. Because the concept of
it won't, because this is not a gaff or anything. This is someone having technical issues.
We get it that you've been framed is videos of people being stupid. The 250
there was no video involved. No one was recording this.
The 250 quid is a moot point. Like the 250 quid, like we don't need to know how much you're gonna get for your mistake. Like,
just if you're gonna banter someone, be funny. Like that's all I ask. Someone did that in a. This is gonna sound really bad. I was at a charity quiz night, and there was like a little intermission between rounds.
Yeah.
And there was a competition for the best joke, and people were like throwing out random one-liners, and they were like, funny-ish. Like it was at least was worth one of them.
Yeah.
But then some kid came up with some joke and it made no sense, and everyone's like, ah.
Well, because like we're talking young kid, like
10, 11 maybe a little bit younger.
That. No pity for them.
So everyone's like, ah. I was like, out loud, I went, that doesn't make sense.
Do you remember the joke?
No, I don't.
And you know what?
It was bad enough that I was like, what? No, don't laugh at that. I don't care if it's a 10-year-old kid.
I love kids trying to make up jokes because I remember my sister used to do it. Like, you know, my family, we have loads of jokes, stuff like that. I remember my sister being like a little kid. Maybe my brother did it as well, like, you know, like 4 or 5 or whatever, and trying to make up jokes. Like, they've kind of cracked that there's a format to
little man
jokes.
does that all the time, yeah.
And just made no fucking sense. Just made
I do
no
it to him.
sense
I do it to him. I went, was that joke supposed to make sense? 7-year-old kid.
I do it to, my daughter, she, sometimes she tries. To be fair, sometimes she cracks a good, and I'll give her the kudos when she does. But sometimes I'm just like, that ain't it, Chief.
Yeah.
Still Jonah Hill, like, arm across the neck.
The gif,
the old gif.
Yeah, I mean, little man's he's very funny.
Yeah.
He can be extremely funny. Like some of the stuff he comes out with, this comes from a 7-year-old. My favourite one is he was a bit younger, but about 3, or something like that. He I don't know. I can't remember if this was the same situation or if it was 2 different ones. But I was mucking about with him one night. We had family around, and I was mucking about with him, trying to make him laugh, and he was laughing so hard. He was like, ha 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 ha, and he stopped in his tracks. He went, "I've pooed myself." I was like, oh god, so I had to get him into the shower to wash him off.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, 3 years old at most, right? I've showered him down. He's come out of the bathroom and he's gone, got poo in me fucking leg. And I went, what? Because I was still in the bathroom trying to clear everything up.
everything up while he's walking out.
While he's walking out, and he's like, I've got poo in me fucking leg. I went, what? Just burst out laughing.
Oh god.
That kid comes out with some absolute dynamite one-liners.
Mate, maybe you should write for the Oscars for the BAFTAs. Maybe you should write for the BAFTAs instead.
Yeah.
Oh,
You do a better job than the shite they've got.
yeah.
Yeah. What next? Oh, quick lager disease update.
Oh yeah, go on. What you got?
Death toll is now 500 and is spread across multiple countries. Should we be worried yet? Go.
500.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a numbers game. How many have got it? Because if you tell me 500, but 5 million have got it, I'm like, nah, fuck it. like genuinely, like that's an extremely small percentage.
The cold got them.
Yeah, because the last I saw of it, like I was reading up on it, and they're like basically, and didn't know it was 500, but like most of the people that have died are like old and infirm, or they've got immunity deficiencies anyway. Like it's kind of like old people getting the flu. When like when
there's no details of who's actually dying.
Yeah,
compared to who's got it.
Yeah, but it's where they say like in winter like old deers go. They're weaker, so whereas you and me could take the cold, they can't. They're saying that it's like those kind of people that are dying. Yeah, global top, and again 500. There's 7 billion people in the world, mate. 500,
but you're saying 500 people isn't a lot of people.
It depends. Again, I want to know how many have got it. If you tell me 501 have got it, then we need to fucking worry.
We need to run.
All right, so it says more than 24,000 cases worldwide. So I can't be bothered to do the maths in my head right now.
That's a lot still.
Yeah, it does seem like quite a bit.
Speaking of other things trying to kill us, the old Streatham High Street attack.
Trying to kill us. Yeah, go on.
Man was released a week or so before he did that, and he told people that he was going to kill people.
Who did he tell, though?
Cellmates.
Did they? Yeah, but I bet they didn't fucking say anything, did they?
They've said something now.
Yeah, exactly. Too fucking late. And again, it's rehabilitation needs to be better. Rehabilitation.
Well, luckily, after this one and the one that happened on Waterloo Bridge, was it Waterloo Bridge?
No,
London Bridge. They've reviewed the old releasing these people.
But it's
because it was the same story with that one as well. He had not long been released from prison for terrorist-related crimes. Like,
de-radicalization programs need to be better. Rehabilitation programs need to be better. It's not a case of don't ever let them out. Like that's where that's where everyone's going. It's like, oh, look. It's like
you need to brainwash them.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much, they've been brainwashed. Brainwash them again. Like wash that, scrub it clean.
Winter Soldier, that shit.
Yeah, bruv. I want code words and shit. November,
Avenger,
62,
Homecoming.
xenophobe.
Kill Muslims. Don't.
But please don't do it in our name either. Like,
imagine we've Manchurian candidated it. Someone's just like
loads of people
must kill.
But yeah, they do need to be better though. There's no doubt about it. I think the checks and balances are not good enough. Checks and balances just aren't good enough. So yeah, needs to be done. I thought there's a weird thing about that one, right? I'm not overly familiar with armed response protocol and stuff like that. But obviously, he got shot down.
He got murdered
because they thought he had a bomb and stuff. But a couple of the man them were plainclothes, and I saw something.
They were watching him.
But that's what I'm saying, because like I was reading somewhere as well. Like it was like somebody was like saying, "Oh, there's two schools of thought going around right now. One is that armed response turned up and blah blah blah." But then somebody else was saying like, "Oh, luckily there were armed response shooters there on the scene at the time, so they managed to take him down."
That's quite a coincidence.
Yeah, and when I'm seeing, because like I saw footage, because like and also like I know a dude that lives on the high street. Like it was like literally like meters from his house or whatever, from his flat. And I'm just like, yeah, these men are plainclothes, so that means they must have been bopping about in the area. And what are the chances that they were watching somebody else in the area?
Yeah.
And I mean, if that was the thing, if that's what they do, if they let them out and they still watch them, maybe they were using my man as bait. I don't know. But yeah, it just seems like they knew what was up.
Yeah.
They knew what was up with him.
Did you see the footage of a policeman going into a cafe?
No. Oh,
and they were like,
I saw it, but I didn't watch it. I saw the comments.
They were like, there's a terrorist-related incident. Everyone needs to clear out of here pronto. Like, get out now. Some fucking idiot in the background go, could you give us half hour to eat our food? He went, there's a guy over there with a device on him that could go off. If you want to stay, by all means. But I'm telling you, there is a terrorist incident happening right outside.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out, you idiot.
Yeah. But you see, this is the thing as well, and that should be like protocol should be for police. Like, tell them once if they don't want to leave, then go. You've done your job. You've done your job.
Yeah.
Like, you have the right to be wherever you want to be.
Yeah.
But if you then get killed, there's no suing. There's no suing the Met.
Darwinism at its finest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, they found a old World War II bomb in Soho the other day.
They're finding World War II bombs everywhere.
Yeah.
There's an actual dedicated website you can look to see if there's any near where you live.
Really?
Yeah. There's one about 5 minutes from my house.
Throwing stones at it. I love the idea that like they just had so many, and I get it's probably still the same today. You never hear about it.
Yeah.
But they just had so many fucked up like artillery, the stuff that they made that just didn't work. Like when you order something off Amazon and it don't work, and like just a dud one off the production line. You don't expect that with like fucking
bombs and shit.
Yeah. Like you hear stories of like fucking planes dropping them and then they just like boom. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all right.
that will remain like that forever.
I'm not moving that.
Yeah. Did you see the one? Do you remember the one that was in the Thames? They found it in the Thames and they exploded it.
Yeah.
And they did the same. There was one in Southend as well. They did the same for that.
Oh, I don't think I heard about that one.
Yeah, not too late. That was last year at some point.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a bomb being
I'd
exploded.
love to see that. Just all this wash of water going up everywhere. What's next?
Oh, I've got a segue if you want it.
Go on.
Because, unexploded bombs, it's weird. Remember in Age of Ultron, like the whole reason those two twins...
Just thinking that.
Yeah, the reason
Just
those two
thinking
twins...
that.
Yeah, the reason that they were so angry with Tony Stark was because the bomb landed in the house, but it didn't go off.
Yeah.
And they had to sit there for like 4 days or 2 days or whatever it was, waiting for the bomb to go off because they thought it was going to. Speaking of Marvel...
There'd be some trailers.
There'd be a trailer, technically. There'd be a trailer.
Okay, yeah, there'd be some trailers from the Super Bowl, but we are only focusing on the Disney Plus.
Yeah, but even then, it was just like a mishmash of bits. It was cool. It was cool. It's not, it doesn't really show a lot. I've got some thoughts, mainly just on WandaVision. I didn't really see much. Winter Soldier and Falcon, and obviously Loki was just there at the very end. I didn't really give much away.
Did you see it was on Loki's prison uniform?
No, that was it. I meant to go back because I saw the little orange
TVA. It was.
It's a TVA.
Yeah. Do you know what that is?
No.
I think they said it was Time Variant Authority or something like that. So he's dealing with.
Oh, there's a guy. Wait, hold on.
So you know the testicle looking things in Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen those in the without the faces. Yeah, I'm not overly familiar with them. So that's them there. In fact, I think I've seen them in like an animated episode or something. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Time Variance Authority.
Neither am I. But the takeaway from that is going to be using the Tesseract quite a lot to go through space and time.
Oh yeah, I figured that was the whole thing.
I
figured he'd go to kind of like famous events and like fuck shit up, maybe cause those events, maybe stop those events.
Because this is Avengers 1 Loki. He's not been gooded.
Yes, he has not been. This is Avengers 1 Loki, but I'm assuming there's still going to be some conflict within him because it's always been in him to be. He's a bit
because he was goodish.
Yeah, he just didn't realize it,
wasn't he?
Yeah. He's gone back and forth for time. He's got abandonment issues.
I heard a good theory about the WandaVision thing.
Yeah, what's that one?
When they're in the black and white So it cuts from different, like it looks like different sitcom
Yeah, different
eras.
sitcom periods.
So there's I Love Lucy. There was Roseanne, and there was what else was there? Oh, there was like a
It was
with
a 60s one.
Brady Bunch.
Yeah, that was it. Brady Bunch. Yeah.
But when they're in the black and white, and she's just in normal like modern clothes.
Yeah.
The theory is, when was the last time you saw Vision? Was when Thanos took the gem out of his head, and then he went black and white. So it would just be in his mindset of everything is black and white now. So there's still part of him alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
And she just goes in and tries to
bring him out.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a good idea. The thing I thought was, because obviously there's a part you briefly see two cribs.
Yeah.
There's a storyline. Don't remember the name of the storyline, where they do have two kids, but it turns out that they're demons. It turns out they're part of the demon Mephisto, like part of his soul or something. That's really weird. But the other thing is there was a storyline, I think it was back in 2015, called The Vision. She wasn't actually part of the storyline, but at the very beginning, he's like created himself a wife and kids, and they live like in a suburban area, and he's wearing the old jumpers and stuff. I remember it was really weird. It was I was in Oxford. I was doing like a day out in Oxford. I walked to, and we had like some time before we had to jump back on the coach and stuff. And I found a comic book shop. I was like, oh, sweet, cool. So I was just looking through, and then I found it. And I started reading the first issue. But it was weird. It was fun. It was interesting. It was interesting. It's on my list of ones to go back to. But I got those vibes from it. I got those vibes. But again, she wasn't part of that. Yeah, too. Vivian. No, yeah, there's two kids
It's
anyway.
a proper American thing, that, isn't it? Naming your kids with the first letter of your name.
Yeah, and also matching names. I fucking hate that. Fucking hate that. Like Jack and Jacqueline or something. Like, don't do that. They're not a matching set of
Don't
cufflinks.
do that. They're two different people.
Yeah.
The name ideas that we've got.
Oh yeah.
They're so different, and I'm very against it.
You're very against. Oh, you're against her ones. Not as I'm against all of them, even the ones I came up with.
No. So the one I came up with, they go. But that's an off-air thing.
Okay, fair. Can you hear that? Is that rats or something?
No, it's people walking upstairs.
Oh, all right, fine, fair. Yeah. Okay.
If it's rats, they just drop.
Yeah, it kills. Just like, oh shit. Get out.
I've watched. Oh yeah, that was another thing I took. With Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a lot of nothing happens up until the last 5-10 minutes. Where
Again, everybody says like,
where Brad Pitt just turns into a Tarantino movie all of a sudden. Like, Brad Pitt just fucks everything up. But there's a bit beforehand where he goes to that ranch and he goes to see his old mate, and there's just like a rat in a mouse in a trap, just doing bench presses.
Beautiful. The fact they could train a rat to do that, I'm impressed. All right, back into it. What were we saying?
We were talking about
the names, and you said that's an off-air thing. Oh yeah, we couldn't leave that from off-air. Like I say, I think the One Division one looks interesting. Like I didn't really see much from the. It was kind of cool to see Sam throwing the shield. Obviously, we saw Baron Zemo.
We saw US Agent as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
I didn't know about him, but I looked him up, and it looks quite good, quite accurate.
Yeah,
but then you're not going to expect much less from Marvel Studios.
I mean, I think it will be a version of.
Do you know what I can't get out of my head? What he's going to be like?
Yeah,
is what's his name in The Boys? The main hero.
Oh god, the Superman, the fake Superman one. I can't remember what his name is now. Let's call him Captain Victory. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, what is his name? Jeez,
isn't it Stars and Stripes, Mr. Stars and Stripes, or something like that?
No, that's like his nickname or something. Talk amongst
yourselves, guys. We've got some research to do. We should be doing this beforehand, but this is a very off-the-cuff podcast.
In terms of US Agent, actually, did you see? Because they like somebody snapped a crafty set photo like a couple of weeks ago. It was like a picture of him. I think he was coming down some steps. Looked like a courthouse or White House, kind of like a press conference kind of thing.
No, see, so I'm conflicted because I've been avoiding trailers ever since.
Yeah.
I realised they give too much away, and it's been for the better. But I'm doing something like this, and I'm kind of going to have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to keep up. No, but the interesting thing was
sacrifice my enjoyment for the likes of you lot.
You're welcome.
Fucking
The thing was, I think for me, I think the storyline, or I think part
Homelander. Sorry,
of
go on.
Homelander. That's it. Yeah, I think part of the Falcon Winter Soldier storyline is going to be, and this is exactly, this is exactly what America would do. Probably what any country would do. Exactly what they do. Like Captain America's gone. Like they're going to bring out their own one who's going to toe their line.
Yeah.
And that's where because obviously he's giving the shield to Falcon. Falcon isn't going to be recognised as Captain America.
So it'll be a bit rogue.
Yeah.
To start off with, yeah.
And the government are going to trot out. They're going to trot out US agent, and he's a fucking nut.
Do you think they're going to appear in films again? These lot?
Probably. Marvel love to do that. It's an easy win. Like I say, now you've got them. They're in the TV shows. They're doing TV.
Yeah.
It's an easy win to throw them in for a day of filming.
Yeah.
And then everybody be like, "Oh my god!" They just, they'll pop up in a scene. They'll pop up in a scene. You're never going to see the Avengers again together.
No. You've just reminded me. I watched a video of Endgame reactions, like in the actual cinema.
Oh yeah.
I could not watch a film in America because they just cheer at every fucking thing, and I'd be like, shut up.
Did you not have that when you went to watch Endgame?
No, there was a few chuckles, but for the most part, people were polite and British about it and kept quiet so they could watch the film.
No, I went to the opening day. People fucking lost their minds when On Your Left happened. Like, people, went for it. In fact, I went to see it, I saw it 3 times? I saw it 3 times or 4 times in the cinema?
I saw it 4 times in the cinema.
I can't remember if it was either 3 or 4, and it was only one time that there was no reaction.
That was 12 hours of my life. Of half a day I've watched Endgame. Worth it, though.
Yeah. Course.
But yeah, like even when On Your Left came up, there was a reaction, there was an acknowledgement.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, what's happening next? Like, I want to pay attention to what's happening next, because with that fucking cheering, that just out of control jubilation and euphoria, they miss what's happened afterwards. There might be a funny line after that.
Yeah, but you never think about that. But that's like when you're laughing at something.
I think about that. I think about everything like that.
And it's like when you're laughing, you're watching comedy and you're laughing, you might miss the next line because you're laughing so hard. Oh, well, these things happen. Watch it again.
Oh, wait, rewind it. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, there you go. Can't do that.
Can't rewind it in the cinema.
Yeah, you can just watch it again when it comes out.
Did you see Christian Bale is going to be in Thor as a villain?
Yeah, it's a weird choice for him. It seems like a weird choice for him. It seems like he only wants to.
It said he was going to be an alien villain, so maybe not Christian Bale but Christian Bale in
like his voice
suit
like
or
CGI. Yeah. I mean, there was rumors going around that he might be Beta Ray Bill.
He's
I
not
don't
a
know
villain,
if they
though,
get what's that.
He's not a villain.
He starts off as one. He originally was a villain, and then he kind of flip flops, and sometimes he gets taken over or used by people, whatever. It's a weird one. I don't know if I'd get Christian Bale to be Beta Ray, but I think you could kind of just get anyone to be Beta Ray Bill. Obviously he's a fucking horse. There's another one. The other person they said he might be, who I haven't really seen the recent incarnations of, a guy called Dario Agger, who is character is the Minotaur. He can turn into a Minotaur. He owns Roxxon, the Roxxon Corporation. Like currently in the Marvel Universe, he owns the Roxxon Corporation. Obviously, Roxxon's been in the MCU before, so it kind of links up. Yeah, when they said otherworldly, I was like, that was interesting because the first thought of Christian Bale was like, oh, it'll just be like a Norman Osborn, not Norman Osborn, but it'll just be a shady businessman. But I suppose you can't really do that with Thor. No. The Dario Agger thing's quite interesting as well because from what I've been told, he is an enemy of he's an enemy of the original Thor, but he's also an enemy of Jane Foster as Thor in the comics. So obviously Jane Foster's going to be Thor in the film, so that does make sense. Yeah. I don't know. I like Beta Ray Bill, but like
they've been teasing him.
Yeah, but it's just the hype. Like people people seem to probably love Beta Ray Bill, and I'm just like, he's all right. Yeah. It's just a weird version of Thor. I prefer Thor as a frog.
Yeah, Throg.
Yeah. I like he's a better character to me than Beta Ray Bill.
They've teased that as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
Did they tease Frog?
Can't remember what it was in Ragnarok. he's telling Valkyrie about a story of Loki turning into a frog and then turning himself into a snake or something.
Yeah. No, that is yeah.
Also, Owen Wilson's going to be in Loki. Did you hear that?
I did not. He's been away for a bit, hasn't he?
Owen Wilson.
What's he been doing? What's the last thing I remember? I don't remember him. I remember he tried to get a bit dramatic with it.
Both of them did. Both the Wilsons did. One sec.
Wait, what did Luke Wilson try and do dramatic?
He was in, not really dramatic, but he was in the Royal Tenenbaums, wasn't he?
He was. What did I see him in recently?
Hang on.
I watched Charlie's Angels recently. He's in that. And do you know what? He should be in more stuff.
Ooh, there's going to be a Shanghai sequel.
Shang-Chi. What? Oh.
With Jackie
Shanghai
Chan.
Nights, Shanghai Noon.
This one's called Shanghai Dawn.
It's interesting. I watched Skip Trace the other day, which was originally slated to be, or rumoured to be, Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker getting back together again, but ended up being Jackie Chan and the dude from Jackass, what's his name? Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, it wasn't great, but I was like, I'm glad it wasn't.
To be honest, it doesn't sound great.
No, but I was like, I'm glad that they did not make this the Chris Tucker Jackie Chan film because it was terrible. Oh, Zombieland Double Tap. That's what
that was what I saw.
And he was in the Goldfinch. I haven't watched it yet, but that's not a comedy.
This is Luke Wilson we're talking about.
Yeah, not Owen. Yeah. Luke Wilson, underrated. Blue Streak. Oh,
old school.
Classic film.
Old school. That's all you need to say.
No, but Blue Streak though. I think that's the first thing I ever saw him in, Blue Streak, and him and Martin Lawrence together was.
Speaking of Martin Lawrence, I started watching Nothing to Lose. Have you seen that?
Yeah, with him and Tim Robbins.
Fuck me, what?
Have you never seen it before?
I've seen it before.
All right.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in years.
There's a spider on your head.
I had it on Vahus.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, and it was the first time I've watched it digitally, and it's so funny.
Yeah, Tim Robbins is a weird one. Like he just stars in some off-key stuff. Some weird stuff. What a film, though.
Yeah. That it?
I think that's it. This week, I don't think
there's how long have we got? Just under an hour.
All right. I mean, there's no rule that says we have to go on for more than that.
No.
We are our own bosses.
Who don't get paid.
Or have any employees.
We're just two cunts.
We're not registered as a business.
Yeah, this is not Talk Amongst Yourselves, Inc.
It's not even Talk Amongst Yourselves Limited. Not even Talk Amongst Yourselves Sole Traders.
There's no copyright.
No, there is. There definitely is. Don't take the Talk Amongst Yourself name, please.
Oh yeah, no, this is ours. This is ours. You fuckers, leave it alone.
This is mine. There are many others like it. This is mine.
Should I have done that?
You probably should have, but
I've still got the screenshot.
I wonder whether we should talk. No, we shouldn't talk about it. We should.
No,
we shouldn't.
Fuck that guy. He doesn't deserve any. Just like, I mean, I was slightly conflicted about talking about Katie Hopkins because part of my theory about these sort of people is just ignore it, and then they don't have a voice. Taking Twitter away is great.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
For the ones that do still have a platform to say stuff, just ignore them because they want you to react.
They do, but also they have enough. Like, there's enough kind of opposite views in the world for like them to get their validation. So you kind of have to talk against them. Because if you just ignore them, then they're just gonna carry on just hearing all the praise from their followers, and it's just gonna galvanize them.
Just kill them all. Bring back capital punishment.
No, I used to love that radio station.
Capital Punishment FM.
It's capital gold and capital punishment. Don't you remember?
Capital's still about.
Capital Extra.
No, Capital as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It's still about.
Capital Extra Reloaded.
I feel like it was a bit cheeky for them to call it Capital Extra when Radio 1 Extra had come out.
Do you know what it was? Do you know what it was before that?
What?
Choice FM. Do you remember Choice FM?
Oh, yeah, it was Choice FM. Yeah.
Choice FM was sick.
Choice FM was amazing. Mate,
and
that was like
and then it was all commercialised.
Yeah, it went like before they changed this Capital Extra, it did go downhill.
Yeah.
It did go downhill. But like Choice FM, like every car journey with my parents, Choice FM in the house, Choice FM. I remember my aunt's been on phone-ins on there so many times.
Wasn't,
I won prizes on Choice FM, bro. I won radio prizes.
Wasn't Richard Blackwood and the Cat on there? Did they have a show on there?
Richard Blackwood did at one point. Later on, I'm trying to think of.
I think it was Choice FM. It was the two of them. They were fucking hilarious together.
Yeah. And then there was Eddie Nestor had a show. Oh, mate, there was lineups. There was absolute lineups, and like, yeah, I actually won a Flintstones Verhus and a copy of Peter Pan from Phone In and Choice FM before school.
A copy of Peter Pan and what?
The book, sorry,
Oh,
the book. Yeah, the book, because the question was like, who wrote the book Peter Pan, and I knew the answer.
Sorry, another little tangent. I saw Barnes and Noble have done a diverse lineup of all like most famous books, famous novels. So there's like, they'd like the front covers have got
like reimagined. Or
yeah,
something.
so they've got Romeo and Juliet, Moby Dick, just all these
like the classic literature,
classic titles, but they've put people of colour on the covers, and people have been going fucking mad. Saying,
have they really? Have they been going like fucking off their nut?
People were saying, maybe just promote people of colour's titles instead of putting them in the mainstream.
Yeah, either one.
I mean, do you want recognition or not?
Mate, it's just, but then it just normalizes black faces on the front and cover of books. Because as well, no, but listen. This is classic literature. This is the kind of thing that you can hype, and it is good to. You can hype characters of color in this all day long, but it's gonna, like, the traditional one is still gonna sell more. Like, it took a long time to get to a point where, mate, like, if they'd have made Black Panther like straight off the bat, nobody would have gone and watched it. But a couple characters, we switched them. They're now black characters. They're characters and guys that it all feeds in. Like, say, yeah, Moby Dick. People are gonna go buy their kids or their grandparents. People that love that, they're gonna buy the Moby Dick, and maybe they'll have the black person on the cover and like, oh shit, yeah, cool. Like, they might not pick up the random book with a black person on the front because they don't know the story.
But that's my point. Why are people going mad about it? Why are they saying promote?
Oh, because they have to. Because they need something.
Because they're mainstream for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no race involved with books. It's text. It's literally text. It's ink.
Yeah.
Letters. Don't stop finding something to complain about.
Because, like, if I think about Moby Dick, if I am correct, I haven't read Moby Dick in a long time. But I'm pretty sure they don't describe, like, Ahab. No. They don't describe Captain Ahab. I mean, the whale is white. They take, that's my white whale. That's where the saying comes from. You can't really change the colour of the whale.
Can I just add they're hunting the whale?
Metaphor for modern society.
Hunting the white man.
White whale is a symbol of the modern white man.
Calling it fat as well.
Body shaming the white male whale. Disgusting.
Calling it a dick as well. Fucking bastards.
I assume Shakespeare described, again, I don't remember Romeo and Juliet too tough. Like, I assume he described what they look like. He loved describing shit. But there's a lot of books where they don't describe the character's physical appearance. There are a lot. You'd be surprised at how many books do not describe characters' physical appearance.
I mean, that's part of it being a novel, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, yeah,
you can make your own mind up.
Yeah. And it just doesn't, like, they have somebody in their head, but they know they might have somebody like Frankenstein, for instance. They don't, it's a lot of books don't actually bother going into descriptions. Like, they might describe what they're wearing or something like that, but a lot of them don't bother saying, like, they look like this, that, or the other. Some do.
And if they are, from my experience, it's part of their story.
Yeah. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And also, at the time, they didn't see anybody else but white people, so it was just the default. Like, again, I don't think there was like, well, this story's not going to work unless they're white.
Yeah. One thing I won't have in this story, black people.
There's just probably a couple of those as well. I love the idea of Charles Dickens being like, nope.
Get that off me. Get that off my page.
His name's not Delroy Twist. It's Oliver Twist. Thank you very much.
Do you know any black people called Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver Samuels. Now this is just hilarious because this is a guy.
Where was he born?
Going back to Choice FM. I think he's Jamaican. Going back to Choice FM, there always used to be ads for like plays, like theatre plays, like black theatre plays. And I swear to God, no word of a lie, Oliver Samuels was in every single one. And he's been in plays for like the last 90 years, and he's still alive. Like,
Wow.
This dude.
Need a black guy in a play?
Yeah.
I'm your guy. Oliver Samuels.
Look at me. But just always remember
Black
hearing his
actor.
name. And like he's been doing theatre for like I don't know how many years, but like I remember it was probably a couple of years ago now. He might be dead, but I was like, he's still alive. Like he must be dead by now. And I was like, nope, he's still alive, and he's still acting in plays.
Anyway, that's it for this week, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is.
I've enjoyed the whole 2-mic dynamic.
Oh yeah,
This
we
has
got
been
2
so
mics
much
now. I was
better.
going to mention that at the beginning. We've got 2 mics. We don't accidentally bump lips while we're talking.
We've not been sharing.
It's not a kiss.
We've
It's
not-
not a kiss.
Before now, we've been sharing mics like a poor family. Can only afford one mic. I was going to put colour into that, but that's a bit out of order.
Who's going to what?
Put colour into it.
I just love the idea that a poor family is like a family needing more than one. Like
I
that's
can
a
only
symbol.
afford one.
That's a symbol of wealth. It's like, look at all these mics I have.
2 mics or food. Make your choice.
Make your choice. Choose wisely. We've been
So-
sharing one
Sophie's-
mic like crack addicts sharing a needle.
Sophie's choice with a microphone. With the audio-visual equipment.
Do you like a mic or headphones? There can only be one.
Dear. Oh, this is completely unrelated, but just for a bit of continuity. Chet Hanks.
Fuck you, I was going to do that. Fuck you, you've ruined it. You've ruined it. I was like, I'm just going to say Chet Hanks' name randomly. Give him the socials.
It's at Talk Amongst Yourselves pod.
Is it though?
No, it isn't.
Is it though? At Talk Amongst Pod.
At Talk Amongst. Well, if you know, you fucking give it.
No, this is your thing. I open, you close.
Boy, do I close
Always be closed.
doors.
And
It is
opportunities.
on people. I don't let anyone in emotionally.
Close myself off.
Twitter, you can get us at Talk Amongst Pod, and you can get in touch by using the hashtag Talk Amongst Yourselves Pod, or you can email us at talkamongstpod@gmail.com. Please email us for your topic ideas. We would like to hear from you. If you want us to talk about something, let us know. We will talk.
Even if you just want a shout out, we'll give a shout out.
Give us a shout out. We'll do that thing like pirate radio.
Oh, hey, bro.
I never heard shout outs before I heard pirate radio, and then after pirate radio not blew up, but when it got
When it got like
when
more.
a lot of people were doing it,
Yeah.
that's all I heard from anyone now, like live TV, like commercial radio.
Oh yeah. I
give
never
a
thought
shout
about
out
it like
to-
that, but it's true. It is really true. Like
Yeah.
it started off on Pirate Radio.
Shout out to the 819.
Shout out to Little Big
Give
Man.
us 70 missed calls for the reload. That sort of stuff. But then you hear it on commercial radio. Shout out to whoever.
Remember when people used to like text into the box, and, like the messages that come
Oh,
up on the bottom of
yeah.
the screen. It's like, yo, shout out to
Little trick
little rucksack.
little trick me and my brother used to do when we used to make we used to do record sets in the garage.
Yeah.
We'd have our mates round. Pretend to be on radio. So it'd be like, oh, give us 7 missed calls for the reload or whatever. Like it'd just be someone in the background playing with the volume of their phone. So the ringer would
The ringer would go on.
you could hear it in the
yeah,
microphones, you
yeah.
could hear it in the recordings. Like, oh, they're really getting a lot of phone calls.
No, wow. There wasn't even time for the person to dial and for the call to be connected. That's how eager they are.
Give us 10 missed calls for the reload.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please hang up
The time of the third beep, sponsored by Accurist, will be.
Yo, is 1, 2, 3 still a thing?
It can't be, can it?
Right, ladies and
Who's-
gentlemen, like we're about to do this right now. I'm going to put it on speaker as well. Yeah, who needs this? Who
Yeah.
needs this in their life?
Who has landlines anymore?
Welcome to the 3
Listen to the message.
Nah, I have no idea where that's from.
You've not paid your child support.
What the fuck? Why is 123 my voicemail? I swear that's not my voicemail number. Oh well. Oh, that makes me a little sad.
Yeah.
I mean, white people needed to phone for the time anyway.
You could probably do it from a landline.
Oh yeah, probably.
But who has landlines these
days?
Dude,
I don't have a landline in my yard.
No.
Like,
I've got a landline, but I don't have a phone.
Oh no. I mean, actually, I don't have a landline because I remember when I moved into a new place. A lot of places say you need landline to get internet.
Yeah,
and I think Virgin or whatever. They're like, nah, you don't need a landline. We'll just.
But I've got a landline with Virgin.
Yeah, nah, they were just like, you don't need a landline. We'll just give you the broadband. So I don't even have I don't even have the ability to plug in a phone. It's weird.
That's good if I'm trying to get in touch with you. How else am I going to do it?
Yeah, if I can't phone you on the landline.
Mobile phones aren't a thing. Imagine if you take a phone with you wherever you went. How good would that be?
Imagine actually answering. I don't answer mobile phones.
I don't. No.
I don't.
Who is this? Who is this?
Who is this?
It's just a number.
It says because it's a saved number that I know.
But it's just a number. I don't know this, but I'm not going to answer.
Who is Dad?
Who is this Dord?
Yeah, remember back in the day, like you'd have to answer a call from a stranger because you didn't know that it was a stranger before you picked it up.
Yeah.
A little bit of spice in life. Like I might bring that back.
I remember I used to have this routine on the weekends. I used to get up, call my mate who lived like around the corner.
Yeah.
You coming out? Yes, no, whatever. We'll do the thing.
Yeah.
I remember I got up one morning. I was like, right, call my mate. Get up, go down the kitchen. I'm looking around. There's no one in the living room. I'm like, where are they? I'm lazy, laying in bed. Yeah. Pick up the phone, ring my mate. His mum answers, hello. I was like, oh, you all right? Is Ross about? Yeah. Actually, let me just wake him up. I was like, lazy. Sleep. I looked at the time. It was 7 o'clock in the morning.
What were you so?
I don't know.
Do you know what you should have done? Should have phoned the talking clock to find out what the time was.
I should have done. I put the phone down. I was like, that was weird. And then I looked at the time. I was like, oh shit, I am far too early for this.
Did you call them back to apologise, thus waking them up again?
Please.
Be like, what? It's like, yo, I know I woke you up, so I'm just calling to apologise.
I'm say, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So,
shout out to the time sponsored by Accurist.
It's got to be sponsored by something else now, isn't it?
I don't even know what Accurist was. Was it a brand of watches?
I think it might have been a watch.
Like, that was a weird flex for like advertising. Yeah. Like, yo, we want every time somebody phones up to hear the thingy, we want them to say our
Accurist.
Name. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
I think it used to. We don't know if it's still going, but around comic relief time, they'd change it to.
Oh yeah, like Lenny Henry to do it. Yeah. All right. Safe. See you later.
Bye. Love you.